I have the honor of introducing Eric Albanese as the next speaker today. I know him as a student who sang purposefully out of tune in tenor chorus so that his fellow singers would be encouraged to take risks. I also know him as a student who never accepted knowledge as presented, but instead asked questions. Why does this occur when it does? What about in this circumstance? What if we changed this small aspect of the situation? What now? What if we changed everything? What now? What if we changed the situation and looked at it from a different perspective? Please welcome your next speaker, your fellow 2020 graduate, Eric Albanese.
Didn't slip this time. Okay. That was a beautiful speech. Can we have another round of applause for that? That was fantastic. Hi. So welcome to this belated graduation / early reunion thing. Grad, reunion, re-graduation? Grad union. I like the last one. It's really nice to see you all here. I missed you guys. And if you didn't miss me, no worries. Jason's the only one who's contractually obligated, so no judgments. Before I continue, I want to say thanks on behalf of the class of 2020. So thank you for making this happen. Thank you, faculty and staff, for your guidance, parents for your love, and fellow classmates for showing up. There isn't a better set of people I'd rather have spent my 4-ish years with. We learned a lot during our time at Williston. Every historical fact, integral, key signature, French vocab word, redox reaction, or rhetorical device we learned is now the tools, the raw materials for our future. And to the teachers who taught us these, we are grateful. However, what may be even more important than the raw information was the lessons we learned along the way. And to the people who taught us these, we are forever grateful. You know, it has been 2 years since we've had the pleasure of each other's company. During that time, the usual and the unusual swapped and blurred while our sense of agency was ripped from us. As grad union approached, it had me thinking. And I know it's not a long period of time, but I was wondering that if we saw each other today, would be recognizable in appearance or character, and perhaps some change in both respects has happened. Everyone's a bit more fashionable, some people can grow better beards, and if nothing else, everyone's eyes is a bit more like jaded or discerning if you're a glass half full kind of person. You know, to be honest, I've found that to be a necessary trait in today's world. Not foolish optimism, but tenacious hope. I am not going to lie to you guys about my feelings. The world seems like it is on fire, and it scares the shit out of me. It feels daunting to set up our futures while the foundation on which we stand is so shaky. But I also think it's important to remember that our set of struggles is unique, but struggles are not. So yes, we grew up in the shadow of 9/11 with gun violence, growing polarization of the country, the presence of climate change, and graduated just in time for a pandemic. It's a lot of weight. Yet, anybody with 2 cents worth of wisdom can tell you that now is unequivocally the best time to be alive in history. We can make a vaccine in a 1.5 years. We have the answer to almost any question you could ask in your pocket. We can order just about anything we want with a click of a button, and we can talk to each other while lying on the couch and on opposite sides of the planet. So, what does that actually mean for us? It shows us that in the midst of turmoil, we can move towards a better future. Moreover, we must keep in mind this hope as an impetus for our actions. In other words, this is the lot we have been given. We must pay for progress with our time and effort, spurred by hope. Of course, this then begs, well, what about the times I just can't muster enough? Or what if I am plenty hopeful, but I can't take certain actions on my own? I'm sure many of you realize where I'm going with this. The answer is all around you. The class of 2020. Although on separate journeys, we will continue to inspire one another. Let's be real, guys. Nobody is here, except maybe my mom and dad, hi, to hear me ramble on stage. Everyone who is here came to see you. You students, you faculty, you families, every one of you. You all shared a significant journey together. You gave feedback and support, not just through edits, but social cues, debates, a smile and a head nod as you're walking and it's kind of like a weird distance. Everything was done because you cared and people care about you. The proof is in the pudding. Look around at this rare occasion, this beautiful occasion. We're in a safe place with birds chirping and a large group of people who just want to spend time together. It's the antithesis of the chaos and separation we've endured these past few years. And it's a reminder of what's worth fighting for. You. Us. Why though? What specifically about you is so dang appealing? Why did so many people feel so compelled to travel to this quad, listen to a great speech by Mr. Chu, and then endure my ideological barrage? Well, the short answer is that we are a special class of special people. But I went through enough essays at Williston to know that that's not a satisfactory response. So maybe a more specific answer will do. I could say we were a particularly bright class, hardworking and amicable. We complained when things were tough, but we deeply understood that that challenge was what would make us strong. Okay, so the English teachers still don't look like they're loving this, so let me try to point out one key feature that the class of 2020 had that allowed us to form these bonds that brought everybody back. It was our cross-pollination. Many of us were multifaceted athletes, scholars, and artists. We would go from the fields to the courts or the pool to making pottery or music, poetry, and plays. We acted as the role models for each other, showing that you can build a healthy body and a healthy mind, not just a smart one. This was so important in creating the environment we grew up in because it meant every group on campus supported each other. We did not fall victim to stratification, but instead surpassed it. Athletes would go to their teammates' performances or art exhibitions, and dancers would cheer on their ensemble members at Galbraith. In other words, maintaining an artist-athlete duality was what made Williston great. We had diverse skills and a unified compassion. We cannot let this go in our adulthood. Nor should we let the bonds that created this environment fade. They proved themselves strong so far. We're a special class of special people. So let's keep it that way. Now, hold on a minute. You all are looking at me right now. So, stop. No, like seriously, like stop looking at me for a second. Now, Eric, you silly goose, you. I hear you thinking, deeply entranced in this bit. Dude, you're on stage. Where else should I look? Everywhere. I want you to take a good look to your right. Nat, parents. Okay, now look to your left. Everybody, look to your left. Kenny, left. Thank you, Kenny. Okay, what about behind you? We are in the rare, ephemeral occasion where we are surrounded by people who not only chose to be here, but did so with the explicit hope that you would be here too. So it may be a little challenging, but be in the moment, be here, be present. It doesn't matter how accomplished we become if we never stop to appreciate the gift that is now. So I asked you, when was the last time you just sat and looked around, undistracted, actively feeling the breath in your lungs, or perhaps your feet and your hands at the same time? In other words, when was the last time that you, in your whole capacity, experienced now? I have some more questions. If we are never truly in the present, are we even alive? Or are we just memory machines, collecting experiences like seashells, tucking them away for later when they'll be fun to look at? I know this sounds weird or cheesy, but take the awareness of your immediate surroundings, the idea that everyone is experiencing the same second as you in a completely unique way, left, right, behind. It's like picking up a weight with your brain. I find it hard, but try to settle your mind. No plans for later, no past, no inner monologue. Just be here. In the erudite words of SpongeBob SquarePants. Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? I'll end with this. A tradition we missed out on was the final ringing of the Angelus bell. Customarily, it was partnered with a quick speech about its history, to which I remember a little, but not enough to recite here. So, I'll say this. It's a chance to recenter oneself before accepting the full responsibility of adulthood. So, let's all take a second and listen to the Angelus bell. I promised my brother, the other one, that I would say this. It came to him in a dream last August while he was processing his entire childhood. The phrase I'm about to say is, patience is kind but not loving. Thanks, everybody.